Yeah. Okay, so that error, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
21,000 students got arrested in the academic year of 1971 and 1972 for protesting against the Sadat situation towards the Arab-Israeli conflict and the peace treaty solution. And that was actually a reflection to the majority of the people's voices, including Sadat's counselors and ministers, who also resigned in refusal to Sadat's actions. 2 and 3. The right of political activism on campus was granted in 1976. The other year, an uprising erupted calling for economic prosperity that Sadat once promised to exist. This led to the 1976 law to be cancelled in the regulation. Sadat said that if a student wants to practice politics, he or she should go find a party off campus to participate in. College is no place for politics, according to Sadat. And ever since his era, student union presidents were chosen by the state security to avoid the headache opposition brings. Okay, next.
We have
Okay, Mubarak era. The police state continued in its journey of domination. Small branches of state security were scattered all over Egyptian universities to keep a close eye on student activities and plant passive thoughts through the minds of students to compete against the active spirit of the Egyptian student movement. Like, for example, in 2010, when students called for a strike in Ain Shams University, the state security undercover organized a concert to keep the students busy with the concert and pull their attention away from the strike or contributing in any form. Political persecution continued to cut off the voice of the students over efforts in affecting the Egyptian streets to revolt against corruption and injustice. Okay, next. Okay, and the artery of Egyptian youth, student activism in universities nationwide played a very important and effective role in 2011 revolution, 2005 of Jan, and naturally that resulted to the big numbers of college students who get arrested. Like what happened on the 27th of January 2011, when that phenomenon was witnessed in front of the Mansour campus. A lot of people got arrested. Okay, next.
Yeah, we have it.
Okay. I don't know if you're familiar with that abbreviation. It stands for the Supreme Council of Armed Forces, SCAF. It's a council of army forces, officers, that took over after Mubarak stepped down. In Cairo University, mass communication students were sitting in on campus demanding the removal of the dean. In March 2011, the sit-in was violently dispersed by military police using electric sticks. And army and police vehicles were all over campus. In September 2012, several students got arrested for protesting against the Minister of Higher Education's decision of electronic admission. The educational system in Egypt is a very complicated system and outdated that only students suffer from. Okay, next.
Have it.
Okay. In Morsi's era, 3 college students got arrested in Mansoura. They were protesting against what happened to their colleague, Liel, who was murdered by a car accident on campus. A professor ran over her in the parking lot. The professor claimed that it was only an accident, but that didn't calm the students down. 3 other college students got arrested in Suhaig as well, right before the uprising of 30 June. They were collecting rebel petitions that later on led to 36 uprising that overthrew Morsi. Next.
Yes.
Only a few days ago, police fired tear gas outside the university to spur protests, leading to the suffocation of several students. There's a footage Okay, after that slide, I will show it. Police finally dispersed the sit-in at the building of Ministry of Higher Education. This was a sit-in that had no political demands. There was a problem in the papers of these students. Political prosecution follows every on-campus protest these days. Okay, do I show you the footage of the other tear gas?
Okay, I'll check it 1 second.
I can send it to you on Skype.
It's okay.
I think I have it in the slide notes.
Yeah, got it. 1 second. It's only one video, right?
Yes.
Where is she? Dina?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, I don't have you on the little screen. Yeah. So we're done with the video, and now we have the slide which says a few days ago.
Kan man nästan sätta en hose kan man soppen kan man ha
So
en
one slide.
konfektionist
A camera?
eine Blume auch nicht Ball auch nicht
Okay.
ein Ast
The
auch
presentation
nicht
was okay.
nein
So I'll put it on big screen if there's any questions.
kann man nicht tanzen ja
Yeah.
ein T-Shirt
T-Shirt.
Question?
No, das ist ein Pullover.
Yeah, I want
Pullover.
to see any riot
Polo.
police. I mean,
Ah,
Das
who
ist
they
ein
fighting?
Handschuh.
Because there are two people,
Handschuh.
two
The
categories.
voice is not clear.
Auch wenn man
The voice is not clear?
ist.
So whoever is speaking, speak up.
Yeah, well, sorry, the question. Stand in front of the camera.
Ja, kann man anziehen.
Whenever you can
Winter.
Okay. Well, so the question was, I didn't see any riot police or other government, I don't know, or state
Hallo.
I only saw civilians.
Hallo.
in the footage.
Yeah, in the footage, yeah.
The state was away, but the camera was with the students. Usually the forces, because this is near gas, they're really far away from the school. So the footage was from civilian, it was not state camera. It was with the students.
Yeah, I saw that, but at one point there were like two sets of people, I think both students, that were throwing rocks at each other. And I didn't understand.
Oh, yes. Can you repeat the question again?
There was like two sets of two groups, and I think that both of them were civilians, maybe students,
Das
that were
nicht
throwing
einmal,
rocks
das nicht
at
einmal,
each
das
other.
nicht einmal, das nicht einmal, das ist schon
Yeah, that
einmal.
was
oh, oops.
there are two cliques now in the platform. People who are pro Morsi, who was stepped down, and they are voting against that. And there's another clique that doesn't want Morsi and the pro
Nein, das habe ich
or
schon
the
gemacht.
government, who are now
Das habe ich schon gemacht.
throwing rocks at the other clique.
Aber
Okay.
oder?
There are too many cliques on the platform now. Not like the revolution. The revolution was only the people and the state. Now there's state and anti-Morsi and pro-Morsi.
Yeah, so it's like a civilian war.
It's more peaceful than that, but yes, it's the same concept.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Just
Summer?
No, I had the same question.
Okay.
You have the same question.
Anyone else?
How is that to be a student now in Egypt?
No.
I mean, how does it...
Clara should get, she wants to hear
Can
you.
you maybe ask because you're there?
Yeah, okay. What was the question again?
How does it look like to be a student now in Egypt? I mean, do you go to university and there are like police forces standing there, or how does it look like now? I mean,
Okay.
go to regular classes, not just protests.
Okay, Dina Clara is asking how is it like to be a student now in Egypt? Do you like go to university and there are police forces or army forces standing on campus or so?
If my university asks for that they have the right. Now, the Ministry of Education granted the right to any university head or president. If my university asks the government for security support, like military or police, to be on campus, they will do so. Now, and Azhar has army and police forces for due to what happened earlier. But I go to college and there are no police forces in my university so far.
Cow.
Okay.
I hope if you want.
Yeah, come on.
My question is. Okay, stop. My question is the things which are going on in Egypt always depends on political stuff of actual political situations. And my question is. You are at she's at MIU too,
Yes.
okay. Are you only reacting of the political decisions which stuff to change on your university.
Wo ist die schwarz?
Yeah,
Dann nehme ich das.
not only belonging to the actual situation, for example, for the future or other changes.
Come back, 'cause I don't understand.
Go back.
Okay, what I understand is, do we have any plans for the future, or
No, the most,
MIU students?
yeah, the most things you are doing are depending on Mursi, on Mubarak, on Sisi's decision, and on the other decisions. And I see the students are getting active only if they are in the role as a civil in this struggle. And I wanted to ask if there are any actions beside that.
Like for educational reasons?
Yeah, for example. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Okay. I mentioned some, but they're not as much as the political. Students are more active on the political side. Educational. Yes. A lot of people in governmental universities sit in like the ones in March that I mentioned earlier. The sit-in was to demand that the dean of the university of the college of the mass communication to step down, to resign. They didn't want him anymore, and that is when the government interfered. That was when the police interfered. The military police interfered. It was educational, and so was the minister of higher education. What else? My university. There's another presentation that's going to get started, get screened. But my university, we protested again. It was not educational. It was more of basic rights. They don't want to. I don't want to waste the other presentation, but it's not education. Okay, students here in Egypt are more active on politics because all the revolution and the many revolutions that started, and also the oppression. That's all. It's taking more attention than the education. Things are not stable. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Okay. I will try to be loud. My question regards the curriculum on the university. So, during the Muslim Brotherhood rule, did they try to change the curriculum, maybe to involve more religious studies or anything like that? And the same now for the Al-Sisi rule. I mean, are the people who have political power trying to subvert the university?
Okay. They didn't really add much religious content to the curriculum, but they wanted to. Okay, our educational system in medicine, in particular, is in English. All the terms are in English. The Muslim Brotherhood wanted to convert this English educational system, the medicine educational system, to Arabic. But they didn't really have enough time to really interfere in the educational system. I think they had other priorities like constitution, parliament. That was another problem, that they didn't even concentrate on the educational system.
Dina,
No one does.
Dina, can I say something?
Yeah.
I think they didn't get to influence the higher education system, but like in schools, in in primary schools, they started changing some things, like the history of the Muslim Brotherhood started to be part of the books. of the history books, and in Egypt we have religion lessons, like Christian and Muslim, and they started changing some things in both books.
Okay.
I'm not really aware of that, but I'm only aware of the part of the Muslim Brotherhood being in the history. In the Mubarak and Sadat eras, they were not inserted in history because they were part of the oppressed part of history. Like the ones like Muhammad Naguib, for example. Muhammad Naguib was the president before Gamal Abdel Nasser, but if you go on the streets now, no one knows Muhammad Naguib because he was also prosecuted by Gamal Abdel Nasser. It's another long story, but he's not included in history in the educational system on higher education and in primary schools. And that's like the Muslim Brotherhood. But I'm not really aware of the part of religion in primary schools.
Yeah, Hassan al-Banna's ideology started to get into the books, but yeah.
Okay, maybe one more question. I mean, if during the Mubarak era, if the history of the Brotherhood was excluded from the curriculum, that was also a political motive for that. So, do you think that education in general in Egypt is free from influence of the, right now and through the history? Is it free from influence of the political parties?
Was the word used liberal?
No, free.
Free.
Did he say that? Is he asking if the education is liberal?
No, he's asking if the education is free from the governmental control.
Or political.
No,
Or
it's not
political,
free.
yeah.
It's not free. It's just neglected. It's not free. It's the educational system is not really updated. Did that answer your question, or?
Yeah, kind of.
It actually depends on the ideology of the government, what the students are going to learn.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's quite normal.
Okay, so if nobody has any questions, I would say we would go to Mustafa. Yeah?
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Lina.
Okay, thank you, Dina. Bye.
They're all students, yeah? He's another student.
Yes, from the same university, but they couldn't get into one place because beside Dina's house there are demonstrations and the police started shooting, so typical Friday in Egypt.
It's connected now.
Hi Mustafa. Okay. Mustafa نفتح الكاميرا نشوفوا بعض وبعدين
Me?
Okay.
يعني instead.
Okay.
Anybody? Okay.
As the other component wanted to do.
But the problem is I'm going
Okay, this is Mustafa. Mustafa, this is everybody.
Hello guys.
Maybe you could introduce yourself.
Okay. Do you guys hear me?
Not
Yes.
Yeah, okay. My name is Mustafa Kandil. I'm a senior dentistry student in MIU. It's in Cairo, Egypt. I'm going to do a small presentation telling you about what happened last year. As we had a huge strike for 80 days. It was various clashes with security people from the university and some thugs from outside. And I'm going to try to break it down in a small presentation to sum it up.
Okay. So, you're back to me now.
Okay.
Start the screen sharing.
The input has MSA, Transnational Student Congress, Transnational Student
Okay, Jati, do you see the...
I see me twice.
What's the andere?
Technology.
But I'll have you... we need to move this somewhere.
It's okay, but close it.
But I don't know if I can. Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay. The voice is okay?
Yes, the voice is perfect.
Okay. So, as I told you, it's MIU. It's for Misr International University. It's in Cairo, Egypt. The university, actually, the campus is 27 kilometers away from the downtown, which is on a highway from Cairo to Ismailia. It's another city. So the university itself, the campus, is on the highway. So it all started when a colleague, Antoine Sameh, he's a first year pharmacy student. Sadly, he passed away while he was waiting for his dad outside the university, as the university is on a highway and there's no safety measures at all. So a car hit him and he died last year on the 26th of December 2012. At this time, very big protest started on campus the second day for 3 consecutive days, demanding the admins for safety measures in front of the university, like the Zayn Bridge or like anything to stop all these accidents, as it was not the first accident, but it was the first student to die actually. All the others were just small accidents where people got hit, but nothing serious. And this was the first serious accident. So people started calling admins for safety measures, and admins said they already sent to the government and to the military asking them to do some safety measure, and they said the government said they cannot do any safety measure as it's a highway. So the second day, the students went outside and blocked the highway for an hour as a first message that people and government and admin should take a step for safety. After 2 or 3 weeks, another girl in second year in pharmacy, while crossing the road, she got hit, and she did like 4 operations. And actually, if you can look at the picture, this is not her real cheek. She had a broken cheekbone. That's why it's so big. There were another protest in the university, and this time the university expelled 13 students who were leading the demonstrations and the protest inside the university. So it went bigger, and students went inside the main building and occupied the main building for hours, every day for hours. And then they went outside to block the road, but this time it was more violent and students were more angry about it. And we tried to contact people from the government. They said that the university never sent them any requests to do any safety measure, and they will never be late to do something like this, and the university is lying. So students got more angry, and they started a sit-in front of the university, demanding safety measure and demanding that the 13 students who were expelled because of the protest and demonstration to go back to the university, to go back to campus. At night, the university would shut down all the light of the campus and all the electricity. And as the university is on a highway, so it's mainly in the desert, there's no shops, nothing. And usually they put on some light in the campus at night, but starting the sit-in, they stopped the light, and there was nothing at night except the lights of the cars, as you can see in the picture. And then the student at the sit-in started to collect signatures from all the students around the campus. We have around 6,000 to 7,000 students. They collected 5,500 signatures demanding the removal of the admin because of the reaction they did of the protest and for not taking any actions towards the safety measures on the road. The reaction of the admins in the university, as usual, was stupid, and so they got more bouncers and more thugs to defend the university. They had, as you can see, bigger metal doors, and every day there were like around 60 or 70 bouncers to protect the university from any protest, and they would stop any protest happening in the campus. And also, in the buildings, the main buildings, they had like 4 or 5 like these men on the doors of each building to stop any protest trying to go inside the building. This led students to get more angry and more motivated to go inside and raise the issue more and more. After 18 or 20 days, the university decided to get rid of this sit-in. So at night, as you can see, the security people. This is a picture from inside the university. The security people decided to take out the fire canisters, and they turned on the people sitting outside. And clashes started, like for 2 days in a row, for 24 hours, the campus was closed, and it started violence from the security people trying to get rid of the students sitting outside. And yeah, by the way, this is me on the ground. This is a small video showing the clashes, how brutal and violent they were. Anyone who was trying to get next to the campus would have been shot like this. do subtitles, but at this point the student is asking the ambulance guy, what are the kind of injuries you're having? And the ambulance guy told him that there might be bullets, rubber bullets and bird shots from a gun inside, being shot from inside the university that he can see in some of the students. This is the university main entrance. At the end, the students were able to go inside the campus because they weren't allowing any student to go inside. But after this, we had 57 injuries. 5 of them were really serious and had to go to the university, to the hospital. These are some of the pictures from the injuries because of the throwing stones and stuff. And this is a picture of the guns were used by the bouncers from inside that shot the students, that we realized after 2 or 3 hours that the sounds, boom sounds were going out was not just stones and canister, there was also some bullet guns which were used in like hunting and stuff, hunting birds and stuff. This is an x-ray of one of the students, and you can see 2 pellets inside of his head in the red circle. And this is the back of one of the students where he had like 15 or 16 rubber bullets. And this is a head of one of the girls, the scars. And this was the second day morning and how it looked. This is the main entrance of the university. After 16 or 17 hours of clashes, students were able to go in and occupy all the buildings of the campus, and they kicked out all the securities and they were securing the university by themselves. And it started like an underground artistic gallery inside where all the posters of the university were turned into revolutionary like pictures and artworks all over the campus. As if you can see, this is the sign of the university itself, but on the back of the side, the drawings, and this picture is like, it's written in Arabic that it's anti-capitalism in education. And this is the door, or this is the room of the ex-vice president of the university, as he was one of the main people causing all this, and he was the one with the order to get bounces for the university, and he was the one who expelled the students. So this was his room after all the incidents. And then there was a bigger protest this time, but this time the protest went to the Ministry of Education, demanding the removal of the admin and taking as soon as possible the safety measures for the highway. And after 80 days of occupying the campus and of a sit-in, we a representative of the student met the owners of the university, and the Ministry of Education, some from the military, and we got a confirmation of doing a pedestrian bridge in front of the university. And actually, at this particular moment where we're talking, the bridge is being built, and it's going to be done in 2 to 3 months in front of the university. And the people from admin who were involved in this, the head of security is no longer in his position, and the vice president is no longer the vice president of the university, and the students succeeded in their demands. And there was on the day of the approval of all these demands, there was a very big flash mob happening in the university, where it was a small representation of that these are the workers in the university, and if the admins of the university and the students, they all go inside and fight. And then with the musics and the beats, they all gather together again for a festival celebrating the approval and all the demands that have been led. And that's all it is.
Okay, Mustafa, I'll now face you to the crowd if anybody has any questions. Questions?
Any questions?
Yes, I have a question. Mustafa, do you hear me? Mustafa?
Sorry?
Okay. I know that there were groups who were insisting that you should end this sit-in and go home right away, even after the students got shot. So how did you deal with this situation?
When the sit-in, when we occupied the campus, after a while, the admin started sending emails to the students telling them that there will be the semester will no longer be proceeded, and that these students, like the sit-in students, are interrupting the educational process and stuff. So we started receiving complaints, like every day we had some parents and students coming over to the sit-in asking us to go home and to let it go because they want to go back and study. So we did a big conference where we invited all the doctors and all the students and all the community of the MIU, and we invited the parents of Antoine Semah, the students who died in the beginning, and we showed them all the videos and we answered all the questions, and actually it was really successful because it decreased a lot the percentage of students who wanted to go back just for the education and without getting their colleagues' rights.
There are any other forces, like any other groups, helping them inside Egypt?
Can someone repeat the question because I didn't hear?
Yeah, you can ask them.
Are there any other groups in Egypt helping you or had helped you with the sit-in and so on and the strikes?
Yeah, all the student movement from all other universities, governmental and non-governmental, when we had the big protest that went to the Ministry of Education, it was not only the MIU, it was 36 universities doing the protest and demanding the same demands of the university.
So, actually, we have a similar situation, like the university entrance, guarded by the military now, the Sri Lanka Defense Ministry. If in Sri Lanka, the students attempt to do things, it's kind of the violence we see, we have the similar experience. It is not a question, it is the...
Yeah. I'll just, Mustafa, did you hear what he said?
No, can you
I
repeat?
said I
He said that in Sri Lanka they have the same situation where military is standing at the entrance of the university. So apparently in Sri Lanka, what the Sri Lankans who saw the video, it felt familiar for them. It seems familiar.
Yeah, it's really sad that in some of the countries it's like this. They use the police and the military and the bouncers and all this in campus where it's supposed to only be for students, for normal students.
Hi. What you did is really great and really, I support your courage and everything so that you could fight till the end. And my question is, did you have any media coverage or any media supporting you, like in the television and stuff?
Yeah, yes, in the beginning, when the clashes erupted, all the news were all about what's happening in the university, and all the newspaper, and there was media conference every now and then in the sit-in, and reporters who come and take this on television, and all the talk shows were talking about it. But then of course after 15, 20 days, people start having, especially when you live in a country where every day you have a new issue, so the media does not
Never gets boring.
Yeah, so it becomes boring after a while for the media.
So, we would like to give our solidarity, from Revolutionary Student Union and the University Student Federation, and we like to keep in touch with them, and we can do some, we got Egyptian embassy in Sri Lanka, we can propose Sri Lanka to do a protest against this violence in Egypt. So, somehow you have contacts with him?
Yes, Mustafa, can you maybe write or on a Word document the contact of your movement and so on, and if you have a website or a Facebook page, so the other student movements here could get in touch with you and yeah.
Yeah, sure. This is the...
Are you writing this on Skype?
Yes. This is the page. This is the Facebook page of the student movement, where we can have all the context, and you find all the pictures and all the videos of what's happening, what already happened, and in few days, in 2-3 days, there will be released the video of the flash mob. I showed some pictures of it, and in a few days there will be released the full video of it. People can watch it. And of course we'd like to contact all other student movements all around, and especially people facing the same problems as they have military, police or whatever on campus. It would be really helpful to share experience,
Yeah.
So we can write our email as well.
Okay, of him or?
Yeah, to him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi. I have two questions. The first one is, what's the next steps? What are you planning to do? And yeah, where do you see the MIU movement in the future? And the second question is, this movement was founded by the action or by a non-existing bridge. And what did you do in the last year? Did you build a structure for your movement? And yeah, how do you organize yourself? And or is the movement only reacting on an act? So yeah, that's it.
Thank you. It's the movement actually started 2.5 years ago because in the university there was no student union, and the admin believed that student union is for fun and it's not something serious that should be done on campus. So as an alternative, the student movement started. It started with 3 students, and then it kept getting bigger. Until last year it was 600 to 800 students. So as you said, we had to do some structural, we don't like to call it like, we don't have positions, like we don't have like the president or vice president. We used to have this when we were a few number, but when we got bigger, we wanted everyone to be able to share and everyone to be able to be heard. So we divided it into like a small organizational team, like a PR team and a financial team and what is called like more of a database team and like an HR team. And it's like this, like whenever there's something, every team is consisting of whoever want to volunteer in the team, and they're all helping each other in the end for all of the movement. And your second question was, what do we do in usual? Usually now, we had a huge, long fight with the admins before that for having a student union. So now, since last year, we have a student union. So the movement now is most of the time reacting for an act, but at the same time doing awareness for student rights, fighting discrimination on campus, fighting any harassment, psychological, sexual bullying harassment, mainly all the student rights related issues. That's what the movement does when there is no big act. Besides, we're working outside the campus. For example, for the
Constitution.
Yeah, for the constitution that is being written now and held in the country, we're trying to with other movements and other student unions from different universities to have an impact on that and make some laws and constitutional laws that will keep and defending the rights of the students.
Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah? Sure? No questions?
Thank you, Mustafa. Great response, isn't it?
Okay. Mustafa, thank you. I'll now send you via Skype
The Sri Lankan.
the contact address of the Sri Lankan student movement.
The,
Meshi?
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Okay.
Ask them
Thank
to-
you to everyone, and thank you, Farah, and thank you, Yasmin, And thank you more, and thank you all the people who helped in this.
Thank you.
And ask Mustafa to send us an email so we can
Sorry?
ask him to send an email so we can have his email. Yeah?
Mustafa sent an email to the email address I'll just send you now for, so the Sri Lankan student movement could get in touch with you. Meshi?
Okay.
Okay.
Meshi, yeah.
Have a nice day. Bye.
Thanks.